Let go.
Let go.
Gotta go.
What is up, everybody, and welcome in to the pregame lounge. I was a little early, wasn't I? I tried to time that one. I really timed it poorly.
Well, I don't know. I feel like that time changes, so.
It does feel like it changes sometimes. That was a very long one. I hung out there. But welcome into the pregame lounge. We got a very exciting pregame lounge for you. We're presented, as always, by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Download it now. Dev has some can't-miss bets. I saw a guy, he was at the bar earlier. He made a 12-piece parlay. Tonight. It's a 12-piece parlay that he's very confident about. I told him, I don't know, man.
12 is a lot. If one thing goes wrong, that's tough, man.
That's a side piece parlay.
Yeah, that's a rookie mistake, though. Those parlays.
That's because you see the number at the bottom, the potential is growing.
That's when you know it's a rookie.
Yeah, then you get all excited. You're like, oh, I could win $10 million.
You start making plans.
15,000. I already know what I'm going to do with this.
You start spending it already. My wife, as I told you guys, she was making those parlays on accident. She didn't realize what she was doing, and she hit it. It's crazy. Completely lucky parlay. We got a great show for you guys. Our homie, Christian Clark's going to be joining us, giving us the down low, or is it the low down, on the New Orleans Pelicans. Very excited about that. I don't know. Should they be giving up? It's one of the questions I'm going to ask that he is certain to be offended by. I can't wait for it. And then we're going to get spicy, guys, because I have some very spicy takes about Brandon Ingram and Michael Porter. I have spicy takes about both of them in different directions, and so we're going to compare Ingram or Porter. Which one would you take?
When he says that, Dev, do you start thinking about Popeyes at all? Spicy takes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna go with spicy. I went dark and I went spicy for sure. I'm gonna start every single vacation.
How do you start every vacation? That's so funny. But first, we have game notes. Eric is gonna provide those because Harrison is out.
Yeah, let's go. The Denver Nuggets are the better team, and let's go.
No, just kidding. He's not doing the game notes. So, what we have with Denver, everything appears to be the same. Monte's still out. We still got obviously Jamal Murray out, Will Barton out. On the other side, and I assume the starting lineup also remaining the same. On the other side, though, Nickeil Alexander-Walker out, Josh Hart out, James Johnson out, Steven Adams questionable. He's in.
He is in.
I thought Denver was going to catch a break because if Steven Adams was out, I was like, oh man, Denver should not lose this game. It should be let's go. But with Steven Adams in, I feel like this is way more competitive.
I think so, but not at the same time. Like, I think Jokic takes challenges, especially in those guys that are international. Like, he really tries to dominate them a bit more. Also, I think the resistance makes it a little bit tougher for him. So I think that he challenges himself in those type of ways. When it's too easy, we see Jokic take the night off, or he just is passing and getting everyone else involved. But I mean, I heard that he has a new haircut.
That's right. You're right. You know. The game notes, actually, I forgot the most important one. Haircut Jokic is in the building tonight.
You don't have to say, though, Jokic.
Oh, are you serious? Oh, no braids.
Have they lost without?
Yeah, one time.
The thing is that Jokic is not waiting until his hair grows out and becomes offensive. He's cutting it regularly. He's going with the
That's true.
He's going the Adam Mares route where nobody even notices he gets a haircut.
Because he cuts it so regularly.
He cuts it
Very
so regularly.
responsible of him and myself, actually, if I'm
He's an MVP. You have to take pictures. You have to be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, he was definitely taking pictures and was in front of the camera previously. It just didn't seem to rub off.
Not real camera work.
So that'll be interesting to track here, the no braids with Aaron Gordon. Is it a pain? Would it be a pain, Eric, if they were no hat Eric, they always have a good show. And you're like, well, I like wearing hats.
Yeah, I would just quit.
It would be a bummer, right?
I don't like doing my hair. It sucks.
Imagine if Eric, when he wears a suit, the Nuggets always win. It's just I got to put on a suit. I got the tie.
Well, my thing is that I just am the same every time. So
that's true.
Their failures and successes are all attributed to just me being me.
So true. Nobody knew, but my red kill shots, because that's how I mix up my style. Yeah. I go from blue to red. They always lost, and bad things happened, and then I wore them the other day. They won, so I was like, perfect.
Curse is broken.
Tonight, another game note I have tonight, not about the Nuggets, but tonight is a peak scoreboard watching night. Because as we have in the background here at the bar, Washington and the Lakers, the Wizards and Lakers right now are playing, and this is a big one. Lakers lose this one. Goes down even further with Denver, but also Dallas gets a little bit closer to passing them, and that becomes more likely. So this game, huge implications for the Nuggets. And then if you keep going a little bit, Clippers-Suns play each other. Denver, we want both of them to lose. Yeah. So that one's also a very interesting game to watch that could Denver's seeding could become almost solidified tonight. If Lakers lose and Clippers win, then Denver might be like stuck at 4. You can't move. So it's worth watching, worth keeping an eye on.
We're like worried about the Lakers, but the Lakers keep losing.
We are worried about them. They do keep losing.
There's a number out there that is missing.
I know, but he comes back from injury so close to the playoffs. Like, does it matter? Like, Anthony Davis has come back and he's still ramping up. He doesn't look like himself yet. I mean, it's like, are they just too injured too late into the season and we're worrying about it for no good reason?
Losing to the Lakers would be bad no matter what happens. But how much worse would it be with Kyle Kuzma's current haircut?
I mean, I don't even know what it is, but it would be terrible.
You do know it's the Golden Lord from Meteor Man.
I don't like that at all.
That'd really be a rough look.
Why would you put that in the universe?
A man who has a gorgeous haircut at all times. Our homie, we're welcoming him in from New Orleans. Our old friend Christian Clark. Is he ready to come on there? I guess I should have given you a better cue there. Can you see us, Christian? Can you hear us?
I can see you guys. Sorry, I'm wearing a hat to.
Oh man, let that beautiful hair flow. Is your hair fluffier in New Orleans because it's so humid? I noticed this when I went to Florida. My hair was so fluffy.
I don't think your hair could ever be fluffy, man.
Dude, it was. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Adam has decidedly bristly hair.
Yeah, my hair was fluffy when I was out in New Orleans. So that is a good question that he came up with there, Christian.
Well, it's good to see you. We got the matchup tonight, New Orleans. What's going on here?
Allie, producer Allie really struggling in the background.
So my first question, I was going to ask you an offensive question. And I actually thought the standings were a little bit worse when I wrote this question down. Right before the show I watched, they're only 3 games out of the Warriors. Do you feel like the Pelicans have a chance at making it into the play-in game? 3 games with 11 to go. Is that a realistic shot, in your opinion?
Probably not. I think they've been maybe the most confusing team in the NBA. Like they've ripped off a bunch of wins over contenders, but they also lose to bad teams all the time. I just don't think they're consistent enough. And I don't believe in them against the Warriors at all. Like
right in the play-in.
Yeah, I don't believe in them against the Warriors at all. Like they really struggle against guards who shoot threes off the dribble. Like they got lit on fire by Dame a couple times this season, and I feel like it's only going to be worse against Steph.
My God, it would be a massacre. The Warriors are the most frustrating team, actually, in the NBA. Did you see them last night, guys?
Yes. What is this? What is this life?
The Warriors, when they play Denver, are the 2016 Warriors. They're just can't miss. They're incredible. When they play like Dallas, somehow nobody can make it.
I also can't help but notice when other teams play the Warriors, they don't lose 2 of their top guards.
That's true. That's
what the F,
that doesn't happen. Christian, so what is it that the Pelicans seem most vulnerable to? What type of player or talent?
Like any guy who can shoot the ball into the basket. They're just an awful defensive team. Like they're horrible. It's been a little bit better this month, but yeah, I mean they can't guard anybody. They just played the Spurs, and it was a game they really had to win. And like they go up 5 with like 3 minutes to go, and they just like fall asleep on defense. Like they just do that stuff all year. They're just really bad on defense.
Is Stan Van Gundy, like, between last year and this year, how different is the identity of the team, would you say, when you get a new coach?
Oh, my God. I mean, going from, like, like where maybe, like, a guy has a girlfriend and then, like, he goes in the way opposite direction, like he does a complete 180. It's kind of like that. Like,
okay.
It could not
be relationship.
Yeah, it could not be a more different head coach. I mean, it could not be more different. Maybe like the only guy could be more different going from Alvin Gentry is Tibbs, and that's it.
Well, the thing that's funny about you saying that is they are, so different stylistically. They're the same team. They're just not quite a playoff team. They're almost a playoff team, but not quite. So it almost seems like different style, same result.
I mean, they don't have Drew Holiday. He was a little bit important. But yeah, I mean, they do have a lot of the same pieces. Like Zion, he wasn't really healthy last year. Like he came back from the knee injury and was just way overweight. And he's obviously been incredible this season. I mean, it's just been incredibly disappointing. It's been really bad.
How do you feel like this game goes? What's kind of your prediction? Denver obviously so shorthanded these days, but they keep winning. Who do you think has the advantage, and what are the things you're kind of looking for?
Probably the biggest thing is like on the Pelicans end, Zion has just killed the Nuggets this season. I mean, I tweeted out like a couple minutes ago, like they're last in opponent field goal percentage at the rim. Like I feel like Zion is just going to eat, but they do have Aaron Gordon now, so maybe that helps out a little bit defensively. But I guess continuing to get stops for New Orleans, like they've actually been respectable on defense in April. I don't know if I really buy it. And yeah, this might get ugly. MPJ, man, MPJ.
Let's go.
Are you on the bandwagon? Are you a believer?
I believe that jump shot is like the purest thing I've seen in 2021.
It is. It's so true, man. You know what was funny is I was looking at some stats today at how many players make more threes than Porter because he shoots 6.5 a game, and I was looking, and one guy who did is on the Pelicans, Lonzo Ball. Who makes? Isn't this wild? Part of this is he shoots
like
7.
You're making this up to serve your.
It does feel like I am doing this just to pat myself on the back, but no, he takes 7.5 threes a game, so a whole other one, and he makes like a quarter of a three more per game.
And he's shooting it pretty well this year at that. Like, it's not a bad year for him shooting wise.
So that was a little bit surprising. This is a serious question, though. It sounds like I'm joking, but I'm actually being serious. Has anybody guarded Zion well this year? Is there like a model? Because I'm curious. We haven't seen Aaron Gordon on Zion. He got traded, but hadn't been cleared yet the last time Nuggets played the Pelicans. Does he fit the mold of player that guards Zion well, or is it something completely different? Or is it no one?
I mean, I think it's no one. I mean, like the Pelicans haven't been able to space the floor at all, and he's literally having like one of the most efficient high volume scoring seasons ever at 20 years old. Like he has been unbelievable on offense, like every single game. Like he's just incredible, and it's like the conditions are like not working in his favor almost every single time. So I think it's probably no one. I mean, I just haven't seen anybody guard him well these last 3 months. I don't think.
Would Zion or Luka, if you had to build a team? I like doing this young players. Like, has Zion overtaken Luka in your opinion as guys that you're like, hey man, fully healthy career, Zion's going to be better?
I would probably still go Luka. I mean, I think Zion still has a ways to go on defense. He hasn't even played 82 games yet, so he's definitely got time to get there. And like he's done a lot of this coming off a major knee injury. But yeah, I would probably go with Luka. Just, I mean, durability is a big thing. Like I'm just more confident that Luka is going to give you 75 plus games every year. But it is close for sure.
So let me ask you this question about the play-in, because obviously that's what New Orleans is trying to do. It's not very likely that they get into the play-in, but if they do, it's even less likely that they climb up to be a 7-8 where they only have to win one. So they probably have to win 2. Can they beat, in your opinion, the Golden State Warriors in a one-off? Not would they, but I mean, like, where would you put that series at, a one-game series?
I mean, yeah, they definitely could. I would probably put it like, I don't know, 60-40 in Golden State's favor, something like that. I mean, I think I said earlier that like guys who can shoot the three off the dribble and the pick and roll, like that's the type of player who's really hurt them this year. But like there's just a chance that Zion could go for 40 on like 16 of 20 shooting or something too. Yeah. I mean, they've beaten like a lot of really good teams this year. Like they've almost like their record against like the top 5 teams is like, it might be better than the record against the bottom 5 teams. So I'd have to check it out. But
isn't that such a classic young team thing, though? Totally. Don't you feel like this was like what we used to say about the Nuggets back in 2017?
Yeah, they just get up for those type of games and then just lay it down against the other teams.
Speaking of which, Christian, have you scouted out the next team that's going to be starting their ascension that you'll move to before they get good?
Well, I don't know if the Pelicans are ever going to be good. They got to get some things right.
So maybe you found a permanent home.
They might win the first pick though overall again. It'll just be like they just keep getting it until it hits.
That feels like a victory.
All right, I want to keep doing this play-in though. San Antonio kind of sucks.
Oh, wow! How dare you do that to Captain Ahab, Greg Popovich?
But do you think? I mean, where do you set the odds on that series? 1-game series.
I don't know. I mean, we keep doing this, but like, I don't think the Pelicans are going to make it in. Like, I just don't think they can do it.
Christian,
I just have no confidence in them.
I'm trying to create conversation. So it sounds like he doesn't think they'll get in, and if they get in, they won't win. So all right, well that was a.
Well, let's get to the hard-hitting questions. Christian, what is the best food that you have had this week?
This week?
Yeah, not all time. This week specifically.
This week, I haven't like gone out to eat this week.
Come on, Christian, you had to eat
I made
something.
I made a little homemade pesto sauce last night. A little basil from the garden. That was pretty good. Threw that on on a little pasta. So I was pretty proud of that. I can't lie. I got a little vegetable garden going, and it's
I can't
easy to grow
believe you,
stuff down
man.
here.
You are such an old man already. Do you have a pair of Air Monarchs yet, or not
just-
yet?
or just
Oh
kill
my
shots.
god!
Just kidding. Hey, what the heck, man? These aren't old man shoes.
I actually do have like 3 pairs of kill shots.
You have some kill shots, huh? They're part of the kill shot gig. All righty, give us a prediction for tonight. Just one prediction. It could be who wins. It could just be a bold take. You could keep an eye out on this thing. What is it?
Zion goes for 30+ again against the Nuggets. Third time this season. I feel like he's just gonna eat against them.
That's a one pepper take. That's like a lock to happen.
Did the last time we played the Pelicans, did we have Aaron Gordon?
No. Were you here for the first part of this interview?
No, to be honest, I tuned it out completely. I was
You
watching.
see what kind of show I'm hosting over here?
I was watching Allie trying to figure out the screen.
They did not have Aaron Gordon yet, and that's why I'm very curious
Okay.
to see
Me
if
too.
he has an impact on him. Aaron Gordon.
I'm very curious as well. Did
I
we
would
talk
not-
about that you're in New Orleans? Did that come up? Okay.
Thanks so much, buddy. Thanks for hopping on.
All right, y'all. See you.
All right. I almost wanted to ask him my spicy question, but I didn't want to put him on the spot because he covers these guys. He has to go in the Zoom.
Yeah.
But I want to get a little spicy right now. He offered. Eric is out? Oh, of the shot. I look at that. It's fine, to be honest. I mean, if you don't want to put him in. Somehow you look tiny in the chair. Like this, the angle
what it
somehow
is?
is making you look really
You know
small.
what it is? This camera's capturing my soul.
Ingram or Michael Porter? I have a theory that this is going to become the new Jokic Kristaps. Remember back in 2016, when Jokic was already 2 years into his career, one year where he hardly played, not that many minutes, he was a surprise. But then the second year, even after he became the starter and all this, people were still like, yeah, but Kristaps has a higher upside because, that jumper and just, he's upside, guys. It's upside.
All upside.
And I think now if you pulled people around the league, the casual fan or whatever, Ingram or Michael Porter, who's the better player, people say, well, Ingram has a more complete game, you guys. You look at the assists and he has the, he does more things. First of all, I've always been an Ingram hater. I've always been like a doubter of him. I really have.
Yeah.
Not just because he was on the Lakers. But I actually think this one for me is an easy call. I would take Michael Porter, and I would be completely fine with my take. Where do you fall on this?
I don't think it's as easy as of a call, especially
Easy.
last year. Ingram was good. He really was good. Put up huge numbers, and that's when they started to get fun. Then they bring in Zion, and they get, it's more fun now. That's why I think everyone is so shocked that they are not winning any games, because they do have the pieces around them. They're just not winning. They're young. They don't really have a leader at all. And everything kind of like centers around Zion. But I do think that, like, ceiling to ceiling, I think that Michael Porter Jr. is what you would go after. You kind of would hope that Michael Porter Jr. could get the same numbers and probably more than what Ingram was able to do last year. Last year, Ingram put up 23 points, 6 rebounds, 4.2 assists a game. Like, that's major. And Michael Porter Jr. is able to rebound better. He also scores it easier. He's just a smooth guy. But Brandon Ingram, he's a player that, like, we've been seeing for a long time, came out of Duke and was really good. And I feel like he's getting better each year. This is just a year that they're not winning games, so you don't see the type of effect that he's having.
Yeah, man. I think this is easy call. Michael Porter Jr. has been in the league so much less time than Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram possesses skill, but he has absolutely no killer instinct of any kind. He plays with such a flat effect. Like, he can make shots. Like, I wouldn't trust him in a pressure situation at all. Like, there's a reason that the teams he's on are not good, even though he is good. Like, I feel like he just kind of sucks the charisma away.
He does kind of suck the away.
You know what I mean? Like, you're right. Like, the Pelicans should, by all rights, be good, but they're just not. And there's something to that. Like, they don't. Same thing with Lonzo Ball. Like, they both just kind of play like flat face. They just, you know what I mean?
Part of this is that if you were trying to build around Zion, I wouldn't give you Lonzo and Ingram. Like, this is what happens when you make a big trade: is you get the best, like, aggregate talent, but it's not like the best fit of talent. And if you're starting over and you get a bunch of pieces that are like, they kind of don't really fit together, that's what happens. But here's my question for you, Dev: does Michael Porter have an elite skill?
Yes, he knows how to put the ball in the circle.
Which is like, to me, it's like half of basketball is like,
Yeah,
can you
yeah.
score? You know, and if you could score like he I would reduce it. Like, I don't know if he's an elite scorer just yet. I think he's an elite shooter. Like, when I say elite, top 98th percentile of all shooters in the NBA right now, and only going to get better. And I think he will be an elite scorer. He might already be there. It's just they had him, you know, they limited him so much because of the team, but now they're asking him to be that, and he's proven to be it. So he has an elite talent. Does Brandon Ingram have an elite talent?
No, I think it's more so balance. Also, just kind of the teams that he's been on, they've all been really young. Like, he's always been around young guys that can't really teach him anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
So I think that also, like, plays into it. But, yeah, he's not ever the guy. Like,
No.
I think that's another issue. Back to the point about Michael Porter Jr., the scariest part about his game, I don't think that he's elite at scoring yet, because you keep on seeing him add pieces. He's now learning to cut, like, off of the ball and score, grab rebounds and go straight back up. He still can't catch a oop. Like, he's still learning things about the game.
Ingram's
and
a
when
better
it
oop catcher.
finally comes, he's going to be an elite scorer. And
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about, like, not is Brandon Ingram good. We're talking about, like, who would you rather have? And, like, from what I've seen, the impact on the actual game, the impact on the actual team, like, Michael Porter Jr. is fitting in it. Like, he has, like, the right, I don't know, he's got the right stuff.
I think that Ingram, I always said Ingram is maybe the best example in the NBA to me of a guy who is a bad number one. He's a number one. I don't think he's like a number 2 or 3, and I don't think he's a role player. I think he's a bad number one. I'm not sure if Michael Porter is a number one, to be honest with you, because he can't create, because he doesn't pass, because of all those other things. His handle, he might grow into that. Like, I mean, he's so young, he's so early on this. But I think if he, as a number 2, like as a guy that you say, hey, score, cut, rebound, do all these things, it's like it doesn't get better. Shooting the 3 is so important, and he can get it off against anybody. Getting 6 threes a game right now, Michael Porter. He's taking over 6 threes a game, shooting 44%.
Yeah, I just want to call out all hail the new king, who says that our takes are casual. Like, what are you doing here, man? Beat it.
Yeah, get out of here.
Get out of here. We don't want you here.
Positive. Sam says first day as a DNVR subscriber, you don't want to be over.
Hey, yeah.
We want more Sams.
We want more
unless,
Sams. Go check out the list, the brand new episode list. Also, did you guys see Shaq Harrison and Harrison sat down, and Harrison did not call it Harrison on Harrison.
Why did he call it?
He just called it a regular headline. I can't even remember.
He's too
What are we
pragmatic,
doing?
man.
He
That
is
stuff
too
just-
pragmatic.
Man.
Harrison and Harrison.
He could have had so much
Let's
fun
call it
with that.
Harrison's.
The Harrisons. Yeah, the Harrisons. This is crazy. So anyway, Ingram, not my favorite. What about Jaylen Brown? He's another guy that's in the same age range. Wing.
Man. That one's hard. That one is a hard one for me. I think he's elite. I really do. I
do
think
too.
He's great.
Jaylen Brown.
I love Jaylen
just
Brown.
a two-way player, super high IQ. Like, he's good. That's like a very, very close one. And I mean, he's put together like more. Like, I think that if you could get Michael Porter Jr. to buy in the same way that Jaylen Brown does, like with that same IQ, he'll be a top 5 guy in the league. Like,
Without
that's
question.
how I think he is.
I mean, I just believe so much in Michael Porter Jr.'s talent. I believe so much in the improvement we've seen in him in such a small amount of time. I mean, the comps that he was receiving when he was coming into the league were like, they seemed outlandish and they seemed ridiculous, but now they don't seem that crazy anymore. Like, I mean, could Michael Porter Jr. truly become some version of Kevin Durant? Like, I mean, he's not that, but like, I don't know.
I still think they're really different stylistically. And then
for
Katie's,
sure.
of course,
But
like, come on.
just the tall guy with the unblockable shot that can go in whenever he wants.
Jaylen Brown's already a great player, and
so
Michael
good.
Porter's not. Like, he's on the ascent, and Michael Porter, I still think his upside is like, I still don't think maybe quite Kevin Durant, but he's close. But it's like great.
My thing with him is like every time I think I sort of understand where his ceiling is, then he'll have a game. Like now, his role has been completely opened up, and we're just seeing, the training wheels taken off, and like now it's like, dude, where is the?
I go
ceiling for this
Jaylen
guy?
Brown, Michael Porter with a chance. Porter could pass him, like it's close enough, and then Ingram to me is down here. I just don't like Ingram's game. I don't think it's a coincidence that he's been on losers nonstop,
Yeah.
but we'll find out. He'll probably go for 40 tonight, and everyone's gonna be like, Adam, what the hell? All right, let's make some money. Let's put our money where our
All right,
mouth is.
let's
We've
do
been
it.
firing off casual takes all nonstop, just casuals over here.
The chat of pros from listening to these casuals talk.
When the
So,
haters
First
live
off,
in their
just
head.
looking at it, Nuggets are favored by 3.5 against a team that really just they don't seem to want to win. Like they don't care to make the playoffs or make a push. I think that they're just excited for they have Zion and everyone's like still around for that. But it's a lot of guys that are just not, they're not playing up to their potential on this team. I do think this is a game that the Nuggets win. Like they just they have their number. They've been figuring it out.
Do you like the 3.5?
Yeah, we've already talked about Aaron Gordon coming in. I think that makes them a little bit better on how they defend them because, already Zion went off and they still won by more than 3 last time. So I'm going to go 3.5. Yes.
I have some inside info from Ball Arena here from Harrison Wind. He says Aaron Gordon is loose. Don't know what that means.
Yeah. Is he talking about his hair?
I think he's just relaxed. So Aaron Gordon, very relaxed.
That's his note? He's loose?
That's his note. I don't know what to make of that note, but
that's all he had.
So do you like the 3.5? Should I hop on that,
I
Dev?
like the 3.5.
All right, I'm going with you. I've bet against Dev too many times. I'm with him.
So player props. There's one that I feel like every single person, they don't have to listen to me for this one. This is one that everyone should just go ahead and take right now. Michael Porter Jr. Like, we've been seeing him. We've been riding him. He's been the guy. Christian even said it. Like, they have a hard time trying to stop scores for one.
Okay.
And also, we already know how Michael Porter Jr. is as a scorer. They have his line set at 23.5. That's too easy.
That is
really
that is cake.
That feels like embarrassingly low.
It's so easy.
This feels like one of their promos that they do.
You guys got me to double unit this one. I just went double unit on it. I went double unit. Yeah, I went a double unit, man.
Also, on top of that, if you already like him scoring, you might as well get the 32.5. First off, the 23.5 was a lock. That is my lock.
Okay, that's a lock.
Yeah, that is a lock.
I love when it's a lock.
His points, rebounds, and assists is at 32.5. If he's already going to get 24, you got to come up with 9 points, rebounds, and assists combined. Yeah. We already know he's attacking the rebounds. We already know that
those are going to be all rebounds.
Pelicans are a fast-paced team. He's going to get his rebounds. 32.5, easy lock.
All right.
So are you thinking double-double then for MPJ also?
Yes, he's going to get a double-double. Yes.
MPJ, double-double, plus 160. Great
so,
value.
With that, I mean, it's a Nikola Jokic haircut game. I wanted to know if it would be a Michael Porter Jr., if it would be a Jokic. I think Jokic gets his regardless. But I think that the rebounds is what I would go on for Jokic. I'm not going to go with the points.
Remember, he struggled against Adams, man.
He's been down. Well, I would say if you're deciding between assists and rebound, his assists have been going down lately. And this is kind of a thing that goes in waves. Something about Will Barton. I think he was maybe assisting Will Barton quite a bit. So I don't know. Like if you're deciding between going Nikola Jokic rebound or assist, I would go rebounds because those have been high.
10.5. I think that's easy for him. Another lock, a very easy lock.
Oh boy,
Zion Williamson.
There it is.
Zion Williamson.
He's going to go for a lot.
His is already it's only at 28.5. 28.5, but his points, rebounds, and assists is at 40.5. We already know that they're going to try to attack the boards. They're going to try to get going. He's going to get to the free throw line. I'm going to take the points. I think he scores over 28 points.
Oh, man, I just went points, rebounds, assists. I thought you were leading me there.
He's going to get both.
I should feel good about that, too.
Yeah, you feel good about it. But I do think that he is going to go for his points. That's just easy.
All right.
Well, what are we going to do with this inside information we received that Aaron Gordon
is loose?
Does that mean
he's going to make more than 1 3?
Well, do we like him over 11.5 points? Like, how loose is
Aaron Gordon 1.5 threes is plus 150.
I hate his shot.
I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it?
I'm not doing it. Stay away.
He's loose, you guys. We got inside info. We got behind-the-scenes info.
I don't even know what that means.
I'm staying away as well. Any other crazy ones you want to throw out there?
No. We already know that everyone likes the Michael Porter Jr. threes. That one is scary to me. It really is because you just never know. Last game he didn't shoot as many. Maybe that's the conversation. You need to get more shots up. Get yourself going from 3.5. So yeah, that'll be a fun one.
I'm going 2 units on that. Like,
all right, I'll hop with you, D-Line. I always do one bet against Dev and then I lose.
Yeah, well, whatever.
But it's too fun. It's too fun to root for. I'd rather lose the money, but root for it even harder.
It is hilarious. There's nothing better than because this game could get out of control. The Nuggets if things
either way,
go,
to be honest,
it's true. But the Nuggets should win this game pretty handedly. I mean, they have everything in the world to play for. The Pelicans do too, in a manner of speaking. But they're missing a lot of people. I kind of wonder where their heads are at. I just like this for the Nuggets. So.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Pregame show. Get those bets in. You've got 2-3 minutes before the tip-off begins. Get those bets in, and we're going to see you right back here after the game. We're having a real hard time here. And we'll see everybody later.